Welcome back to the Ripple Effect. Today's episode is all about gratitude, appreciation, and making a difference. We are diving into a very unique initiative called a hackathon, a heartfelt event aimed at celebrating often overlooked lifelines of a community. Joining me today is Mr. Siddarth, a social worker and communication lead for this. Siddarth is a part of an NGO with over 15 chapters and over 500 dedicated volunteers working across Bengaluru. They've made it their mission to thank the unsung heroes of the city of Bengaluru, and they're doing it one lifeline at a time. This time, they have decided to honor the incredible contributions of horticulture workers. So that welcome to Ripple Effects. So first question, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. So could you please give a little bit of background about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a coordinator at one of the St. Broseph Foundation chapters. We actually have chapters across Bangalore as well as
Oh, you
Pune
work
and
with St.
Chennai.
Joseph. You work with Dushin.
Yeah, I work with Vision.
Ah, that's cool because Chandan also worked with him. He is
Yeah,
doing a lot of good work. So what do you like? Um, how do you come to this background? Like, could you tell us a bit about your education?
so for me, I've always wanted to help people. And the thing is that, we always say that we want to help people, but we don't know where to go, or some NGOs are not actually helping people, more like, their main goal is not to help people. It's like a side thing that happens.
Yeah.
And then I came across St. Rosa Foundation, like on Reddit, and I was reading about it, and that when he says that no problem is too small, like whatever problem you have, you can
Yeah.
approach him.
Yeah.
And the thing is that most NGOs are like concentrate on just one thing, like maybe feeding the poor or
Yeah.
stuff like that. And here it's like
Every
no
problem.
matter what problem, right? It's like whatever it is, you have legal, civic, or medical, like any problem you have, you can just if you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, you can just contact a coordinator, you can contact Dushan directly. So I was like, yeah, let me try to also contribute. So I
That's
joined.
That's a really great work you're doing for the community. I always like all the social work because the first episode of the podcast was also about social work and agriculture.
Okay, yeah.
Now, what inspired you to work for Thankathons?
So the thing is that whenever we go on the road, like anywhere, you go to a restaurant, you go for a walk, you go to a hospital, there are all these people who are working so hard to make our life easy, and people don't generally see them. Like, you go to a hospital, it's so clean. No one really thinks about who's making, keeping that
Yeah,
clean. You go on the road, you see like all these trees and plants and all. No one's really thinking about, hey, this is a nice place to walk, or this park is so nice. Like, no one's really thinking about those people who are working so hard
yeah.
in the background to
That's the thing.
make it
We
look like.
often don't realize the small contributions that many people are making to the community with their small acts, which are making a big impact in the community.
Yeah.
So, what have you worked on other projects before, or have you always been a part of St. Joseph?
So I am part of, like, I've been part of another organization as well. Even here, like, we've been there since 2023. So we've had like a Thankathon before. I think our chapter had, thanked the hospital service workers in the previous one. They are the ones who keep the hospital clean and stuff like that. And they were really like thankful, like, at least someone is out there appreciating them, because they're
Like,
like
so
invisible in the background.
for the audience, could you explain what a thankathon is and how do you go about it?
So we are looking at all these invisible
Yeah,
people, right? So each chapter, we have like 15 chapters. Each chapter takes up one profession each. And we have these like thing where we're having like an event. So we call them, we give them like a speech that like we are thinking about you, we appreciate you, stuff like that. We give them some gifts that could be like helpful for them, like something that they'll appreciate and they use in future, right? And also we provide them like a good meal, a kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things that many people struggle as well, to like have a nice good meal every day. So we try to make that one day special.
So, guys, you will think that these contributions are small, but these small things also make people's day. So, this is how the human mind functions. Like, even small things can make big impact. That's the motto: small acts, big impacts. So, each chapter is focusing on a different group of unsung heroes. So, could you share some examples of the professions being honored in other chapters?
So there are, like I said, the hospital service workers, there's delivery drivers, the cooks, maids. What we are concentrating in our chapter, the horticulture workers, all these people that most people like, they concentrated on their work. They don't think of them. So we just want to, provide them one day where they are at the center of attention.
So let's move on to your chapter, horticulture workers, and you're hosting the event in GKVK, which is the Gandhi Krishi Vigyan Kendra. I
Yeah,
think
it's a
I'm
place in Yalanka.
yeah. So it is in the Yelanka suburb of Bengaluru, and it was inaugurated in 1969 by former Prime Minister, and it is mostly focused on farm sciences. I'm giving a bit of a context for the audience.
Yeah.
So your chapter has chosen to thank the horticulture worker this time. How did you feel it was important to celebrate their contribution?
So the thing is that we are given like, the professions that we can choose out of all of them. And when we go out, like even in GKVK, there's so much greenery around. And so we thought like, we can take this up. Like this is one of those people like no one even thinks about. There's so many parks around and stuff. So we just wanted, to
So
give them that
horticulture
one special.
workers, as in basically the gardeners.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So
the
as
people
we
who
see,
like
India.
trim the plants. They plant the trees, flowers, those
Yeah.
type.
So like I was going over a short I was watching a few hours back. It showed like the greenery of India. It was showing a satellite image of the entire world, and India had so much greenery. India is a land of plantation. Like it is an agriculture country, and it focuses on so much agriculture. So it's such a good job you guys are doing to celebrate this. So we often see them working quietly in parks, gardens, and public spaces, but we rarely stop to think about the impact. How do you see their role in making our cities livable?
Well, it's like you know, um, think about when you go out for a walk. Like
Yeah.
you mostly see cars, you see big buildings. You try to get away from it. You come across a nice road or a park full of shade. You're like,
Mm.
yeah, well, you get a place to sit away from the sun, stuff like that. Those are the people who are actually making that possible for us to
Yeah.
you know feel free and relaxed. You work hard all day, you just want to go and sit in a shade in a park somewhere, like relax. And those are the workers who are making it possible.
All right. So now you're organizing this hackathon at GKVK, but what is an which is an iconic location at Bangalore? But why did you choose GKVK? You told about the greenery. Are there any other aspects which were significant to make this as the place where this event is being hosted?
It's about greenery. It's where the university for farmers. The whole place is about trees and
Yeah.
plants and so on. So that sort of kind of a place to it's just a place that suits it. Like when you think of where can we host an event, that's a kind of place that just comes to mind,
Yeah.
more than
So,
having it in some building or something.
is working at St. Broseph your full-time profession?
No, it's just a voluntary position.
Voluntary. Okay, I got
Yeah,
it.
so anyone can join, right? As long as you have like, you can give like 30 days, I mean, it's like 30 hours of your time per week, and you want to like help
I
people.
did this for the last podcast. I'll include the link of St. Joseph in the description.
Yeah.
And so, if you are comfortable, could you describe your main profession a bit?
Which one?
If you are comfortable, could you like describe what you do as your main profession?
Yeah, so I work as a software engineer, currently freelancing.
I
I
see.
work a remote job, so it's easy for me. Like, if anyone reaches out to me, I will definitely help them, whether it's my role in the organization or not. Like, anyone reaches out to me, I will point them to the right direction, or they will uh, contact Dushan through me.
See, this is what I like about St. Broseph and its members. Like every NGO I see, they focus on a particular aspect of society. Well, St.
Yeah,
Broseph focus on the society more. This is what I really like. I hope if every city had an NGO like this, then like India would be so much better.
yeah. So we are actually planning to, you know, extend to other cities as well. We have got Pune and Chennai already. Uh,
Pune and
but
Chennai
of
are
course,
pretty.
of course, our base is in Bangalore. But hopefully, one day we can keep extending to other places as well.
All right, so let's move on to what kind of activities or events you have planned for the day. Can attendees like expect any special like interactive sessions, giveaways or speeches?
For the Thankathon or in
Yeah,
general?
for the
For the
Thankathon.
yeah, so it's going to be speeches like, every volunteer can come up, they can, talk about how they appreciate what the workers are doing for us. Then we also had some, gifts. Maybe we might be doing some custom made gifts as well from some volunteers. And then we take them out for a nice lunch, um, like a
Yeah.
full course meal, like whatever they want to eat kind of thing. Like just give them a special day.
All right. So that is like I'm so inspired to hear all this. I also wish to take part. Partly I can't, but like also like, are you interested yourself in horticulture activities? Like, do you do gardening and all?
So I don't have that much time with the work going on, but I really appreciate, having green plants around me. I've got a garden. Of course, I had to call a gardener to do it for me.
Yeah.
But the upkeep, like, watering the plants, everything, keeping it.
Personally, me, I am really interested in gardening and learning about all of that. That is why the first podcast I had was related to agriculture. And also one more thing, that in gardening it really requires a lot of patience and it requires a lot of skills. So we don't appreciate gardeners enough. For like, I will also encourage the viewers to, if you see a gardener or any gardeners working, I would request you to like just thank them once. It will make their day.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, just walk
like,
up to them. Like, it doesn't have to be anything great. Just walk up to them, tell them thank you. Like, they really, really feel
yeah.
happy.
Yeah, so we keep encouraging grow trees, grow trees. Who are the ones actually growing the trees? The horticulture workers and the gardeners. So we have to appreciate their work. They are the one who are taking the initiative. So like, organizing an event like this comes with its challenges. What is the most rewarding part and the hardest part of planning thankathons?
So the hardest part is, finding the workers, like planning where we can host the event, what we can
Yeah,
do to make them special, feel special.
yeah.
Those are like the hardest part. But then once it actually happens and you see the smiles on their face, that's what actually makes all that effort worthwhile. Like you feel happy just to see those smiles on people's face, like. yeah, we managed to make them happy at least for that one day.
So, what do you think? I mean, when is the hackathon? First normal question. When is the hackathon? When is the Thankathon? I keep saying hackathon. Oh my God.
Yeah, Thankathon's going to be in GKVK, right?
Yeah.
In Yelahanka. There's also going to be Thankathons across Bangalore on different days. A Thankathon for the horticulture workers on December 22nd.
December 22nd, guys. Mark your calendars if you are in Bengaluru. With 15 plus chapters, St. Broseph Foundation. This is also done by St. Broseph Foundation, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. It's we just got our NGO,
Yeah. With 15 plus chapters, organizing their own thankas. How do you ensure the consistency? Like, I know Dushyant also takes part a lot, but like, how does each chapter make a consistency and like make everything go in a streamlined way? Could you like explain the working of how you plan these thankathons and how the background work which goes in?
Yeah, so we have Dushyant, right? He's the guy who helped everyone start up and get together.
Yeah.
Then we have the core team who, like, brings his ideas to the coordinators. Whatever the coordinators say, like, he'll get to know, what's going on in all the chapters. And the coordinators kind of take care of, the planning and all that, and keeping the other volunteers and members of the chapters, like, understanding what's going on uh,
Mhm.
within the chapter.
Okay. So first, the major steps, the idea is taken up by Dushyant itself.
Yeah, so
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 Dushyant
generally,
takes
like
the
people come to us, right? If we can't help them, if it's a severe case, something that a coordinator can't generally help them immediately, we just go directly to Dushan, ask him for advice. Um, if we can help them after that, we will do it. Otherwise, we'll, help them contact Dushan. But the main thing is that everyone will get help. Like whether it's anything small, right? Like I've seen many places people are like, well, it's too small to contact SPA. Like, don't worry
Hmm.
about it. If you need help, just you know, you can
Yeah.
contact us and we'll help them.
So how I encourage you? Events like these require a lot of preparation and all. So how are you encouraging people to participate? Do you rely more on social media, word of mouth, or other forms of outreach? I see like Dushyant, he is like the mad lad of internet. He is like contacting everyone personally.
Yeah.
Even when I contacted him, he reached out to me personally, and I'm having a podcast about specifically the Broseph Foundation soon.
Okay.
So like, how do you all reach out people?
So right now we're trying to keep the donations within the chapter itself. So I've taken the role of the communication part. So I keep the transparency, right? Like telling the members of the chapter what we're doing, how much we want to raise. That even after we raise this money, like what it's being used for, right? Like it's not that you're giving the money and then you don't know where it's going, kind of thing. Like what we're doing. Each step of what is planned, and it's also not like someone has to donate, right?
Hmm.
Like they can either donate, they can volunteer if they want, they can bring other ideas, whatever they want to do. It's just that we're keeping them informed and, encouraging them to take part, uh, like, thanking these people.
So, like, seeing the Browser Foundation is how I named the motto of my podcast. Small acts, big impacts.
Yeah.
Like, small acts for the community which make big impacts. Now, this is the third episode. It's only getting started. We will get more episodes soon. But, like, are you seeing a strong support from the public? Like, how do they react to these concepts of a thankathon?
So it's very, whenever I talk to people who are in the know, we kind of still spreading the word. But everyone who knows about it, they're like, yeah, that's a good uh, ideas, a good way to, recognize. the people in need, right? And even the other activities that we do, like everything helps. Every small thing,
Yeah.
just like you said.
Small acts. Have there been any particularly inspiring or heartwarming moments during the planning or execution of these thankathons in the past years or since any time you have been doing it? Any interesting stories to share?
Yeah, so especially the last Thankathon we had, it was a government hospital, um, and they were really happy. Like, they weren't expecting people to even think about them. Like people just come, come and go, and all these people, like even in the hospital, they're working in the background. People
And
hardly
the
even
hospital
see them.
workers, they have to be really serious during their work, and they are the some people I could really vouch for that they don't care that much about the publicity. They work
Yeah,
mostly for yeah, because they don't have time for the publicity. In hospitals, sometimes it is the matter of life and death. So like they can't. So it is really good that you all pick this topic out because there are some people who really deserve this respect.
yeah, yeah.
So broader social impact. What do you think is the broader impact of these thankathons? How do they help build a culture of gratitude in our communities?
Well, it's like they know, right? They're getting that
Yeah,
recognition, and then it makes them, what feel like they're doing some good. It's
yeah.
not like, it's just some job, no one cares about them, and they're just doing something, right? We're recognizing them, we're giving them, it's kind of like giving them some hope and stuff, right? Like some heartwarming feeling that they are actually doing something and people care about.
All right. So till now I was following the script questions, but as I think everything we have to cover about the thankathon is done. Do you think so?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right.
So let's now move on to Saint Broseph Foundation. I think apart from thankathons, you are also an active member of the foundation.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah. So
coordinator.
let's move on to the Saint Broseph Foundation. Could you first like give an introduction of the Saint Broseph Foundation?
Yes, St. Broseph Foundation was like started in 2023 by Dushyant. So you can actually find his whole story on how he became Batman of Bangalore.
Batman of Bengaluru. Yes.
So I actually saw his Reddit post on his story, and he also
Yeah.
had a Q&A at one point,
Yeah.
and also some of his work that was good.
Yeah, he also has that cute hero, kind of like superhero avatar on Reddit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
So that's how I came across it, and I was really
He is
interested.
helping in many cities. Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai. So how did you join?
Yeah.
When did you join?
So
Because
I
like
joined like,
yeah, I talked to Chandan and
yeah,
in the first podcast, and he only joined this month, so he didn't have much to tell. But so
yeah.
when did you join?
I think I joined the beginning of this year, January or February.
So you have more experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some interesting stories from Saint Brother Foundation?
I think it was, the going to the HQ, meeting other coordinators, volunteers, just the vibe, everyone coming together, trying to do something good, all that, like, also like the way the HQ, transformed from its early days of not looking much like a HQ, just a place where people meet, and then the way it is right now, like we have a library, we have a meeting room, we have like anyone can come, we have home cooked food, um, volunteers can go there, play chess, whatever you want. It's just a place to hang out, and also when we have time we can do the various volunteer work and stuff. So
Right.
It's just like in 1 year, we like transformed so much and been able to help, you know, quite a lot of people.
So, Siddharth, it's time for a fun little segment called Quick Gratitude Blitz. I'll give you a category and you have to name one thing or person you're grateful for in that category. Are you ready?
Okay, I can give it a shot. Yeah.
A person who inspires you.
Person who inspired. Wait, before we start this question, is it within the organization or in general?
Anyone. Anyone, totally
Anyone.
anyone.
Okay, you can start.
Alright. A person who inspires you.
A person who inspires me would be my father, of course. All the
But
values that I've learned in life, all the values, ethics, the place where it came from, helping people, all those things come from that.
alright.
So that's
Then a location that always lifts your spirit.
probably, I would say, Kavanpa. It's like just a free place
Parks.
since I've been going there.
Memorable moment in your life.
That would probably be graduating with a master's degree. And the reason is because, the struggle to get to that point, that's why it's memorable. So not that great, but yeah,
What about a memorable thank you moment in your life?
that would be just having that opportunity to join this
Mhm.
organization at St. Joseph, like, having that opportunity to help people. Like, I would like to thank Dushyant for giving me this opportunity.
I think I know the answer of the next one, but I'm still gonna ask. A team member or volunteer you couldn't do it without.
It's probably everyone actually. We're a team, right?
That was a really
You
good
can't
answer.
do
I didn't
anything
expect.
without anyone else. Like every single person, you need every single person.
A small everyday thing that you make a big difference in your day. A small everyday thing that makes a very big difference in your day.
So every day I talking to people that need help, whether it's at SBA or some other organizations that are
Mhm.
always like helping people. So that's the one thing that I do every day.
This is kind of a selfish question, but who would you recommend me to interview from St. Joseph Foundation?
I would say Dushyant if you've not done it yet.
Nah, the problem is he's very busy.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I would say maybe, I'm not sure, like you can, interview almost anyone. Like everyone has their own story and everyone has their own interesting story.
In contact. So now let's move over Saint Broseph. What are some remarkable things that Saint Broseph has done? Like a particular story for the audience.
One interesting thing that happened, like apart from, just the helping people like in their legal problems or civic problems or anything, like one major thing when we actually launched our HQ and we had George Fernandez coming by and he gave a speech, right? And everyone got together, you know, and got to meet him personally. That was like a really special moment.
I don't. So like George Fernandez as the former Union Minister of Railway of India.
Yeah, I think we got his third to come by.
So that's interesting.
Yeah,
I know George Fernandez because he was the former Union Minister of Railways of India.
yeah,
My grandfather worked in railways, so I have some knowledge about the railways. So that is just a coincidence on why I know it.
yeah.
So as we are coming to a close, what are some values that you will tell people to always remember?
Just be considerate, respectful to everyone around you. Try to spread smiles and happiness,
Mhm.
whoever you meet. That way, like, you spread happiness to them, they spread happiness to others. And, that's what I've always felt. Like, if you spread happiness around you, like, don't care about others, you spread it around you, and tell them also, pay it forward kind of thing. And then one day, like, everyone will just be happy. Right? There won't be any
All right.
like sadness.
All right. So I wanted to tell a story. I don't remember the entire story, but regarding to what you said in Sikhism, there's a story of Guru Nanak. So he went to two villages. The first village treated him with a lot of hospitality, gave him good food, good and like basically treated him with a lot of care and helped him a lot. And the second village he went, they didn't treat him very hospitably, and because they didn't know him properly, and because he was always he didn't used to like, he was a great personality, but he didn't like go as in a very fancy manner. He was basically a saint. So he didn't like, so the second village didn't treat him properly, and so he told the first village to spread out, to leave the place. And he told the other village who treated him badly to just stay in that village. When they asked him why he said this, he said that when the good people of the good village go everywhere, they will spread that positive attitude with everyone around.
Yeah,
And the people with bad attitude, when they stay at that particular village, they will only have that bad negativity cultivating on themselves, and they will not spread it to the other world. So this is what really makes a difference.
yeah,
So as we're coming to a close, thank you so much, Siddharth, for joining us.
yeah.
It's been
No
a
problem.
pleasure.
Thank
Learned a
you
lot.
so much for inviting me.
It is actually my second podcast with the Broseph Foundation, and I'm not going to stop. So, whatever you said was beautiful, Siddharth. And to all our listeners, let's carry that message forward in our own lives. Thank you for tuning into Ripple Effect. Until next time, keep spreading those ripples of kindness and respect in the community. Thank you.